Retro anime. How did we find it? How does it hold up? Unpacking the ins and outs of being an old school nerd and proving that 80s kids can't remember a damn thing right. These are the mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd.
Welcome to Mindless Midlife Musings of the Anime Nerd. I'm Rick, and I'm joined by the rest of our panel, Vic, Brian, and Lynette. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey, everyone. Hola.
All right. In this episode, we take a leisurely cruise and get caught up in another bridal misunderstanding as we discuss Ranma 1/2, the movie 2, Nihao My Concubine.
Motherfucker, how... The way you were stringing these words together.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Oh, how did you say that one more... How did you say that? Say that one more time.
We take a leisurely cruise and get caught up in another bridal misunderstanding.
Bridal misunderstanding.
This is the best term I could come up with to describe what happens to Akane all the time.
All the time.
So, Ranma 1/2, the Battle of Togenkyo, Rescue the Brides, is known in the West as Ranma 1/2 Nihao My Concubine. It is the second film in the Ranma 1/2 franchise. The film was released in August of 1992. The film was licensed by Viz Media, just like every other single thing there's Ranma 1/2, for English language release in North America in September of 1994. Now, the film starts after the cast is shipwrecked on a remote island. All of the young women are kidnapped by Toma, the Master of Illusions, and his band of animal-human hybrids. It is up to Ranma and his friends to rescue them. Let's see. So
basically, this is
Gilligan's Island?
Gilligan's Island
Yep.
meets the Island of Dr. Moreau.
A little bit of both. Little bit of both.
Just a little hint of it, yeah.
So I will say the opening 60 seconds of this film reminds you exactly why you're here. It's a beach episode. It's an anime beach episode. Usually this happens in the middle of the anime, somewhere around episode 6 or 7. They have a beach or an onsen episode. This is the beach episode, except it's a movie. Like everybody gets a beach episode for 90 minutes. That's what this is. And they very clearly show you that in the first 60 seconds of this. You know why you're here.
You know what? Sorry. I have some questions I need to ask you.
Okay, let's do
it. The panel, if you will.
Okay.
Ranma switching from girl to boy.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna get interesting. Go for it.
Y'all don't have any... I get confused with what I'm feeling at that moment.
The more you think about it, the worse it gets. So don't do that. Because you just ask all the questions. It's like the movie. Look, I'm gonna give it to you like this. It's like Disney's Cars. The longer you think about that movie, the worse things get. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You start asking too many questions, things start to unravel very quickly. You can't. You just can't. You can't do it. Ranma.
It's just safer not to think about it.
Ranma 1/2.
No. Because I can imagine.
Don't.
I can imagine myself as a teen, because we've expressed that I don't have a lot of experience with Ranma.
Sure.
Right. So I have a hard time rooting for Ranma because I don't know which version I'm rooting for.
Both. You're rooting for both.
You're not wrong. So yeah, that ultimately, and I'm going to get to that as we talk more about it. This is when we did the last movie, I said one of the things I like about Ranma 1/2 as a whole is that he has an arc throughout the series and the OVAs where he starts out absolutely loathing his transformations, and they are the bane of his existence, and they're nothing but an inconvenience. And he gets to a point where he has learned to embrace his alter ego and embrace his feminine side and embrace those parts of him. And this movie is a perfect example of him coming to terms with the fact that he's female half the time and using that to his advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's not what it's like. It
And that's one of the things that I like about Ranma One Half is that he does come to terms with that. Like he's very much comfortable in his own skin now. In this
this one,
anime,
yeah.
very comfortable in his skin. Doesn't
And
matter if it's cold water or hot water. He's very comfortable.
and the problem is the water somehow is cold one time, and he has to be hot water to be a guy, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
And cold water or girl.
Turns him into a girl. Right. So out on the beach.
So what does warm water do? Who knows?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I don't know if there's a threshold or, again, you can't do that. You can't ask those questions because there's just too many variables. You can't do it. You got to just roll with it. Nevertheless, this is a movie and the budget is on display. And you know where they put all their money? Into the jiggle physics. And you can see that in the first 10 minutes of this movie. They put all their money into their jiggle physics.
Motherfucker. They got me. All those motherfuckers got me. I was like, man, this is really animated well. It was just
And
fucking...
this is the one time they were legally allowed to ask girls to just lift their shirt and jump around a little bit because they needed to see. They had physical proof. See, we're using it for a movie. There was nothing.
That's right.
nothing
Yeah.
shady.
Just know, if ADV did this, they'd had the jiggle counter.
Oh, the counter would have been all over this one for sure. So it's absolutely a full effect. It's Ranma starts in his female form in this anime. They knew going in what they were doing.
But they...
just like, go ahead.
But motherfucker. But even
Brian, you
in
have
their
conflicted feelings.
even
here.
in their man, I'm ignoring everything that you guys have told me. I'm doing this to myself.
You are.
You are.
You are doing this to yourself. So just like movie one, they take a quick trip through the area to let you know which characters are going to be in this. So the very beginning is just everybody. You're seeing all these characters in their beach episode, and you're like, okay. Oh, Ukyo's in this one. Awesome. Oh, Shampoo's in this one. Awesome. Oh, Moose is in this one. Awesome. Hopusai's here. Hopusai steals Ranma's shirt. Nipples, the thing the TV show's afraid to show now. Like everything is done, right? Everything's on display, and they do that really quickly to get you up to speed because they don't want to spend too much time figuring out why we're in a beach episode. They just want you to enjoy the beach episode.
Okay. I'm so sorry, y'all. Hey, look, y'all. It's going to be... Because if I don't get these thoughts out of my head, they're going to stay in there, and it's going to torture me.
Brian is having very conflicted feelings about Ranma.
Not just Ranma.
It's okay. You're allowed to be attracted to Ranma. That's sort of the point.
No. It's the femininity of everybody's attire. Who's the man?
Sure.
Ryoga.
All
it's
the
like
men.
early 80s for the
Yeah.
US. It's like that
Come
style.
on, man. I mean, yeah.
Ryoga
Okay, well,
have on fucking Daisy Dukes.
he's wearing short shorts and a tank top. Come on, right? That's
Mhm.
like,
but then you look
okay.
at fucking Moose, and
I don't know what the fuck Moose is wearing.
okay,
Moose is
okay, boom.
I don't know.
Only
I don't know what
one
that is.
the only one that was pretty all right was fucking the Kendo guy.
And his Hawaiian shirt, Tendo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Son is in his Hawaiian shirt and regular shorts. And Kuno's in like regular-ish attire. Like, hey, look, man. The jiggle physics are on point, but the boys got to show off the beefcake stuff for the girls, too. So
That's not
Ranma,
beefcake,
Ryoga,
though.
Ranma and
That's
Ryoga,
not
they're in
beefcake.
their tank tops and their short shorts.
Ryoga looked like he could have left this and went straight for fucking Dukes of Hazzards and standing in for fucking Daisy Dukes. We agreed that, honestly, which sailor from Sailor Moon is the one with the black hair?
Mars.
It could have been fucking Sailor Mars.
That's fair. That's fair.
For Moose.
Hey, look, man. I'm not a fashionista. I don't know a damn thing about any of that. They wore the clothes they wore, which would have been late 80s, early 90s attire, simply because this was a 92 anime.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we're lucky they weren't in hammer pants and have Vanilla Ice haircuts. So, let's take what we got.
No, he's got a strong point.
We're gonna move. We are gonna move forward. The
We're gonna
film,
try to move forward.
we're going to
Look,
try. The film
we're
is
gonna try
called,
very hard.
the film is called Nihao My Concubine, which is a reference to the 93 film Farewell My Concubine. Viz Video made that name up. That is not what it's called in Japan. That's just something that Viz like to do with their localizations. They made up funny names. I don't care. I thought it was funny. I liked it. Everyone is invited to go on a cruise on Kuno's new yacht, his Lady Binsense. And when I say everybody's invited, I mean just Akane was invited.
And everyone else tagged
I
along.
thought everyone else in it just came along.
Hey, but he actually had a real vessel this time.
Sit right back and tell your
It
tale.
was. He had a real boat. His lovely Lady Binsense. And I love Kuno. I really do. He's so dense. He's just so fucking dense. And I love his arrogance, sails into a hurricane. And the storm wrecks Binsense and leaves them stranded on Gilligan's Island, basically. The dub does a lot of localization jokes that for me made me chuckle. One of them was "It mast be broken." I thought that shit was very funny. He's trying to fix up Lady Binsense and the mast breaks and it mast. Anyway, it's a lot of puns, little things like that. And they add their own little flair to it. And I give them credit because it works. Like they didn't detract from the story. Immediately after having a lot of fun on the beach, Ryoga throwing boulders at Ranma for making fun of him, etc., etc., etc. Kasumi,
Chucking the biggest boulders.
yes, big ass boulders. Kasumi is kidnapped. She's taken, leaving behind only a peach. And soon after, all the girls begin to disappear from the island. Kenpu, Ukyo, and Nabiki. Son, Tendo, dad, is losing his fucking shit, of course. And Cologne makes the proclamation that the only logical person to be stolen next will be her. Of course, making everyone chuckle.
Oh my god.
Everyone passed out.
I love when she starts saying it, and it's obvious the next choice is, and everyone looks over to Kane. And she's like, myself. Like, bitch, wait.
Somebody bought the DJ booth again. They are, yeah. It's when you listen to this that you realize they're making fun of themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
They are having so much fun with it. They're having fun with their own bit. They painted themselves into this room, and they're just having fun with it. And
And
I
And I
love
think that's what that makes it so much more terrible. I mean,
that. Yeah.
it I love it when you're able to see the comedy of it immediately, and then from there it just rides that fucking wave.
But-
It opens up so much stuff like shortly right after that, right?
Yeah.
When they finally first when they realize it's not going to be
Cologne.
Omich,
Yeah, Cologne. Yeah.
Cologne, then they realize it's gonna be Ramba as a girl.
Right. Of course, they
No,
decide to use
they're
Ranma.
gonna use her.
They're going to use Ranma as bait.
It wasn't gonna be her. It was gonna be Akane. And they said, but you know what? We got a way to fix this. And they just tied him up, poured cold water on him, and said,
And I love that it was the dad. It's like, it's going to be Akane and one other. And they're like, oh, fuck.
So right after that, I'm gonna skip ahead because I just gotta talk about this one fucking. It's so hilarious about this is everybody. And I didn't realize this until I saw the wiki. Right, I started looking at the wiki to make sure I could start following everybody. Right,
Sure, yeah.
and this was the first time I've ever seen something like this. When you look at the wiki from Rondo on half, is of course they give you their biography, and when you look at their notable relationships, it says loves, and then underneath it says is loved by.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So it breaks it up into all the people that love that person.
Yeah.
So Ryoga, after Akane gets kidnapped, he grabs the dad and says, "Father, I will go back. I will be the one to go and get her." And
Right.
he says, "When am I your father?"
Right?
And it's that silliness of it. And it's the same type of thing with Project Echo.
Yeah.
They deviated from that. Like when we were talking about the captain on Project Echo,
Mm-hmm.
the one that was the drunk, and he like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
give me the bottle. that allows you to just see the silliness of it. And
I love it. When Ranma grabs Ryoga, he's like, you understand what's happening here? With all the other women gone, we're gonna have to eat Akane's cooking.
Bring up the real issue with the situation.
Man, oh man. So yeah, they decide to use Ranma as bait. And at this point, we're introduced to Toma, Lord of Togenkyo. They try to take Akane, Ryoga intervenes, and then they unleash Ranma. And Toma comes out in his big giant peach. It's no other way to say it. And his proposition is, give me your women or I'll turn them into men. And the boys see the water and they're like, holy shit, that's like a cure. It's as good as a cure. And they, much to Toma's surprise, they really want the water.
not the women.
Right. They don't care about that. Just give us the water. So he bests them all and takes Akane. Of course he does. At this point, I wrote it down because I thought it was so on point. Daddy Tendo, Son, he likes bitching at Ranma. He's like, they took Kasumi and Abikumi. How could you let them take Akane? It's like, dude, they've taken all your daughters. You're really focused on the fact that like this was the line in the sand for you. It's how could you let them take Akane? It's like, what the fuck,
Like,
dude?
and shows the absurdity of this whole case.
Oh yeah.
Then you turn it around, and he finds which one is the middle
Kasumi,
one. Or
yeah,
the
he
older
finds
one,
Kasumi later.
the
Yeah.
one who can cook.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Hi, this man wants me to cook for him." And he goes, "Honey, go cook for him.
Yeah, you make
must
sure you
cook
make
the
him your best meal.
Just wait a minute, weren't you just like running around the island lamenting your child?
Like,
So fucking good.
the elder people playing into, like, for instance, two fathers, right?
Yeah. Right.
Apparently didn't realize they were actually martial arts students together. These Haposai.
Right. Haposai is both their master, right?
Right. So then one of them has a son, the other one only has daughters, and they decide, you know what, keep it going. Kane is going to be the one to marry Amna.
Yeah. Ranma, right.
Right. So as far as they're concerned, the deal is done.
Yeah.
Everybody else keeps on interjecting themselves into this fucking relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
As far as the dads are done, the deal's made. This is it. This is gonna be fine. And then everybody else is just, they don't care. The whole Ryoga falling for Akane thing, that's because of the pig stuff. Anyway, it's fine. I love it. I love all that. It's
You're just gonna skip over that? You're just gonna skip over that?
he didn't even know who the fuck Akane was, right? In this series, he shows up because he wants to kick Ranma's ass for his alleged slights, and he gets left out in the cold, and he turns into a pig, and Akane brings him in and takes care of him, and it's through that relationship, her and Pichan, the pig form, that he forms an emotional bond with Akane and decides that he loves her. So it wasn't like he like fell in love with her the first time he saw her or anything. He didn't give a shit about her at all. He was there for vengeance, and he just like through her kindness he grew to love her. So it's a very organic kind of thing. It's cute, but yeah, he's interjecting himself into the family a little too strongly suddenly.
Okay. All right. You got that out?
Yep.
We have more stuff coming up later. I think I'm good for right now. I will
allow
you to do your job and
well, thank you, sir.
facilitate this conversation.
I think Brian's good for the next 2 minutes.
My some of the note. Let's see. This is my note. Kuno grabs Ranma's boob as he hugs her. Oh, pigtail girl, thank God you're safe.
And then here we are.
How's that?
And we're back.
So they convince Kuno to or Ranma uses his feminine wiles to convince Kuno to lend them an inflatable raft so that they can get to the island. They arrive at the island, and Ranma gets KO'd almost immediately because Haposai is a fucking idiot. And then he ends up having to join the girls inside. Him not knowing how to girl very well, Cologne sneaks in as well and helps him get all dolled up with some of the longest extensions I've ever seen in my life.
Because Ranma has fucking pigtails.
It's Ranma does not have hair that long at all.
She comes out, she got hair down to her feet.
Yeah, it was very impressive.
And nobody gonna talk. I mean, we're supposed to go with it.
We just go with it, man. They got everything you need there. They are clearly very invested in importing women. Silent. This is very much their thing. It does leave you with a lot of questions. That's okay. You know what else leaves you with a lot of questions? That there's a monkey man, a bird man, and a dog man.
Yes.
and they can all
Crap.
talk except the dog man.
Poor guy.
A woo. So
like this is the kind of thing that reminds you, Goofy is a dog.
Goofy is a dog.
In some
Great.
cartoons, he's walking Pluto.
Yeah, it ain't right. So Ranma and the girls are reunited, and I love it because they all have varying reactions to the situation that they're in. And Nabiki's leaning into it like the queen she is. She's just like,
Vicky is awesome. I'm gonna be her when I grow
right?
up. She's just like, hey, yo, just looking at the practical nature of this, if I get married, I'm the queen of this place. So yeah. Respect.
good.
Mad respect.
How does she was sure he's a little tender. And it's like, yeah, she don't care that he's a kid. She's like, take all
I'll
that.
break
brings
him in.
me to all right. This is a great thing. They're 16.
Right.
They're fucking 16.
Yeah. Yep. This is right. At this point, Ranma tries to use her feminine wiles again. She's still a little green at it. I do love, and Ranma's one of the first places I really ever like noticed it. The breast squish sound that happens in anime. Ranma presses herself up against Toma to try and coax him into getting the water, and they make that boop sound when the breasts squish against it, and it's been prevalent in anime like ever since, but Ranma's like the first time I really remember it being used like a lot. Anyway, she's not very good at it.
Which is a lie because I've been some breasts my entire
Right, they don't make that sound. Doesn't
At
matter.
all.
They don't go. Yeah, they don't.
Well, do it one more time.
Nice, very good.
That's going to
So-
be recorded for all
That's
eternity
excellent.
now.
Thus begins the martial arts marriage contest, which is definitely something that a teenage boy would have thought of for how to court women.
Yes.
Right? It begins with the rice challenge, to which Nabiki's like, what is this? Some kind of day camp? Love Nabiki. I've always loved Nabiki.
Mhm.
She's peak. And Ranma, of course, using his chestnuts roasting over an open fire technique, is able to best this challenge quickly and easily. Bores the king. I wrote it down because, this anime is filled with a lot of really good animation. But one of the parts of animation that I really liked was when Ranma spins and snaps her chopsticks. Like, it's just it's just really well done.
Mhm.
It's a lot of really good animation beats in this.
Hey,
Jiggle
isn't that-
physics aside.
there you go. Isn't that good animation? It's just as if you've been lied to, and you were lying to our constituents. So I'm not going to
Jiggle
lie to that.
physics aside, there's a lot of really good animation in this. Then comes the combat survival flower arrangement. Ranma slays. and then they have their marathon, which I love because it's plays against Ranma. It's all the mice. He's all macho, mice, whatever. And then the cats come out and he loses his shit. Which, Brian, for you, that is a direct reference to an anime episode where Ranma develops a completely debilitating fear of cats. Yeah. He's trained by torture, and cats are the torture. So he's got like an Indiana Jones level fear of cats. It's great.
But not great for shampoo.
Not great for shampoo, which plays to comedic effect. So then there's a cooking challenge, which is interrupted by our heroes, the rest of the men who finally got their shit together and snuck their way into here. And thus starts one of the first action sequences. Excellent action sequence. But unfortunately, it ends a little early because Akane ends it with a patented Hikaru slap, trademark, patent pending. You know it's a Hikaru slap because the sound echoes whenever the hit
And everything
happens.
stops.
And everything stops. That's when you know it's a Hikaru slap TM.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like all good Hikaru slaps, the recipient of said slap immediately shuts the fuck up and resets. Toma does this and decides that, you know what? This one that hit me, this is the one I want to keep.
The other challenges, means nothing.
Now, the dub implies at this point that the men are gifted the remaining women.
Yes.
Almost like they're all about to be sexually assaulted. They're literally like throwing them over the shoulder and
Mhm.
running for the hills kind of thing.
Look, we glossed over. I don't even think we had addressed this is that apparently there are like hundreds of women here.
Yeah. Like a lot.
Yes.
It's not just the women that were kidnapped from
Right.
our current
Girls
party.
from all the neighboring islands. So now the sub makes it clear that they are all to be taken as wives by the rest of the men on the ship. So
Yes.
while they're still being taken, the sexual assault part is far less glaring in the Japanese version, where they are meant to take these women to court and woo them, not to take these women, period. So,
Yeah.
little different.
Punctuation and words are matters.
Yeah, little different, but specificity matters here. Nevertheless, Ranma, during the exchange, tries to warn Toma at the expense of Akane's pride. And it's
Oh, that's
beautiful.
the best. Like, when he said, why do you want her? She has no shape. She has no coordination. She can't cook. She can't clean. She's worthless.
Amazing.
I was like,
It's amazing.
oh my.
Again, just a reminder, Kane is Rama's fiance.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
the best
it's-
part, yeah. She proceeds to throw the entire throne at Ranma. And again, this is the Looney Tunes-esque violence of and this is the thing. All right. I'm going to say it now, even though I was going to save it for later. If I have one complaint about this anime, it is one. And it is that everyone in this anime is operating at full power. Like, they all have, like, all their skill sets are at max level. Like, they are kicking ass. Except the women.
Yes.
The women don't get much to do in this. They don't get much time to shine. Shampoo, Ukyo, Akane, they're all martial artists. And in the anime, they are a force to be reckoned with. And in this, they're all relegated to damsels in distress. So if I have a chief complaint about this, it's that. Only one of them gets to do anything remotely close to fighting, and it's Shampoo saving Moose. And it's such a
Mhm.
quick little tiny thing. Like, it's my one chief complaint, is the girls don't get to do anything in this, which is too bad.
It is made better by jiggle physics, but
Jiggle physics help, but it definitely wasn't enough. It's the
But
same as
it also shows each of the guys get their asses whooped. Like, each
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And that's because the girls aren't doing anything. They're like, well, come save me.
Right. Yeah,
They
yeah.
all, they all get the beat down. And the girls
Yeah.
are just like, really?
It does.
or fucking
Um,
Kuno.
It's for sure. Right. So fucking Kuno. That's where I was going with it next, right? So Kuno versus Dogman. So the Dogman steals Nabiki because Dogman has good taste. Dogman steals Nabiki and he's trying to court Nabiki, and Nabiki's like, yo, you better come up with like a ring or something because this is not gonna work.
I was promised an island and ruling it. And you gotta.
So
Step it up.
he's a dog. And so Kuno arrives looking for Akane, finds Nabiki instead. He's like, oh, whatever, I'll save you. Attempts to engage Dogman, gets his ass absolutely handed to him.
On a
Just-
silver platter.
Best way. And Ron was like, okay, I guess it's my turn. But Nabiki handles the situation perfectly and tames the Dogman.
Her response is priceless. I had to laugh. She's like, I know how to handle pets. I was like,
And then when he wakes up and he says, "What happened?" He says, "He must have He must have fled from my kendo skills." Yeah,
Yeah,
it.
let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Sure.
I
Hey,
love
when you're
Nabiki.
delusional, you're delusional.
I do adore Nabiki. She's great. So then, yeah, this is where Son finds Kasumi walking around the hallways, and he's like, "Oh well, make sure you cook your best meal for the nice man." And that's it. That's all you get from Kasumi's rescue. They just leave her there. The Birdman kidnaps Shampoo, and Moose comes to her rescue. And this is why I love Moose. I love Moose because of this anime. He loves Shampoo so much. He busts out his Vega claws. I was like, hey, nice. Go
There you
with
go.
that. And he's holding his own. He's holding his own against Birdman. And Birdman gets the upper hand. Shampoo helps him out a little bit. And then they knock off his mask and have just a wonderful laugh.
I mean, that's
that was
just
the best.
Birdman's expense. Just
that's just so fucking tragic.
it was really it was so good.
You know they were making fun of fucking Street Fighter on that part.
I mean, all of it, really. Just the whole thing. The Birdman is Vega, and Moose is fighting with Vega claws. Moose takes a bunch of feathers to his nerve endings. He's not supposed to be able to move, but he powers through it because beneath it all, Moose genuinely, truly loves Shampoo and is willing to die for her. And I love Moose. I love his dedication to Shampoo because Shampoo doesn't give a flying fuck about Moose.
Flying fuck.
But he's always going to be there for he's the friend zoned guy. He's always going to be there for her regardless. It's a sweet moment in an anime that's otherwise just a comedy, and I love those little things. Ryoga finds Ukyo with Monkey Man, who is very clearly a nod to the Monkey King. He's got his little headband on, his little curls, and Ukyo agrees to help Ryoga find Akane because, let's be honest, if Ryoga has to find Akane on his own, he'll be there for the rest of the entire series.
Not to mention the fact that he wasn't even going to rescue her.
You glossing over the fact that he opens the door and he goes, "Oh, you're not Akane. Whatever. I'm gonna go.
That's right.
Y'all do whatever it is that you're doing."
Never mind. Fair.
Enjoy your life.
fair.
Have fun. Bye.
And the two of them are bickering, and Monkey Guy's in the background like, hello?
Can I say something now?
Can I talk? Are we good? Yeah. Monkey Man uses a shadow attack to attack Ryoga's emotional state, which is not something that a smart person would do. And Ryoga gets juiced up from it and unleashes what I can only refer to as a Kamehameha. Just annihilates Monkey Man. It's great. It's so well animated. It's a really awesome moment.
I have to agree with this. I want the animation quality on this, jiggle physics aside, is much better.
It is. It's great. You can tell it's a feature. Like, they had their budget in place for this. Yeah, excellent. Ryoga Kamehamehas the shit out of the Monkey Guy and saves Ukyo, who now agrees to help him find Akane. Because as we know, Ryoga couldn't find his way out of a bathtub. So, Ranma finds Akane and he engages with Toma. It's a great action set piece that leads to a minecart chase. And I did do a little bit of digging on it, and I found on IMDb, there was an entry that says that originally during the final battle between Ranma and Toma, Ranma's given a needle by Cologne, and she tells Ranma that real pain will eliminate the pain caused by Toma's illusions. And they abandoned the concept, but part of it made it into the scene. And Ranma's seen fighting holding a giant needle in a couple parts of that fight sequence. And the needle was the gift from Cologne that's supposed to help him get through the illusions. So the story point didn't make it to the final cut, but that piece is there.
But the aspect did.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta pause you about that whole. The funny part with Cologne, is back when they all discovered the peaches, right?
Yeah.
And she says, "This is clearly a warning." Who? I don't know. She said at first, like, and then she realizes she comes back with the island, like, oh, that's a famous island, blah 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 blah. She could have said that.
Yeah, you had a lot of information
20 minutes ago.
A lot of information in that database you're holding off on. So yeah, she's always like that though. Cologne's always got some backstory, some information that you just like just because she's ancient as fuck. So
the best part was when they were stealing all the women for wives, and then she goes, "Oh, I'm still here."
Yeah, that's right. She's like looking around like,
only
really? Nobody? Well, that is great. Oh, girls still think she's got game. It's fantastic. So Ranma having the needle, that is a couple shots where he's got the needle. It's supposed to be part of the story that they cut, and then part of it, obviously, they were moving along, it's still animated in. In fact, there's a scene where Ranma's supposed to jab his leg with the needle to, break him out of the fire illusion. And again, that part's not in there, but him holding the needle while talking about it is so it's very interesting. I never noticed it before. I just kind of was rolling with it. Like he must have found that as a weapon or something, but apparently it was part of the plot. Nevertheless, this action set piece makes it into this mine cart chase. It's a good fight sequence. And Ranma uses all of his strength to destroy the spring. fire blast through it, mixing it with all the neighboring seawater, thus removing their humanoid conversion properties. And then Toma's like all chill. Like, no big deal. You
Mhm.
destroyed the hot spring that was like
Good.
my island. But we're cool now. So, because that's how Ranma villains are. You kick their ass and then they respect you. So
Like, oh damn, oh well.
it's at this point that Akane thanks Ranma for his heartfelt moment with her and for destroying the spring just for her. And the rest of the men are not exactly thrilled
At
to
all.
find this bit
Not
out.
even remotely.
So yeah. So anyway, that's the movie in a nutshell. It's not deep. It's not intended to be. It's just a fun little beach episode that's just incredibly well animated with great jiggle physics. We got a little bit of time, but I figure we can start wrapping. We got some, it's all good. Lynette, I'm going to let you go first this time.
I would say out of the whole thing, they cook a lot, but nobody ate anything.
True.
If you notice,
Nobody ate any
Yes.
cooking.
nobody ate any of the cooking. None of it.
How did they make the damn restaurant?
Yeah, so that's one of the things is that, again, with this anime, like these characters, they're extremely resourceful, right? Like
I love
they managed to cobble together all the resources they need from Kuno's little yacht, I guess, to like make
Mhm.
2 competing restaurants because
Yes.
Ukyo has hers where she makes okonomiyaki, and then Shampoo, Cologne, and Moose have like a whole fucking restaurant where they make fuck tons of different food. It's amazing, and they couldn't have been there that long. So clearly, these
Yeah.
people are just busybodies, and they immediately like we're stranded. Opening a restaurant, got this.
New location.
Currency. No
We'll
one talking
find a
about
way
how
to
they
make
gonna
money.
pay for the
It's
food or
good.
nothing.
No, yeah, this is what? Come on, transactions. What? No. So yeah, it is. You're right. There's a lot of cooking, not a lot of eating in this, and for fans of Akane's cooking, that's probably safer.
The best.
So-
The best.
The
There are
best.
fans of her cooking?
No, wait, Kieran? No, he doesn't count. He almost died. No.
None of them. When she cooks, they don't eat. They're not there.
There's even in the end credits, they show Akane cooking, and they show Ryoga like, no, thank you. Please no, for the love of God.
And he's a pig.
That's cruel and unusual punishment. You can't do that to me.
Oh man, it's great. So yeah, let's go ahead and we'll start with final thoughts on this. And
Mhm.
Lynette, I'll let you go first.
Take it.
Lynette, you'd
He
seen
gave that
this?
wonderful thought.
Never seen this.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I watched it sub. Part that I love about Ranma in general is the fact that they're really kind of just chill. Like anything that happens to them, Ranma pulls out a surfboard and he's like, "Yo, whenever you guys are ready, I'm cool. I'm enjoying this." And the fact that they just kind of embrace the curse. Like you can see like Rama comes and he goes, "Come into the water." "Oh wait, you cannot because it's cold. Cold, 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 cold." He starts doing all sorts of stuff.
Yes, taunting
And-
the
and
shit
he-
out of Ryoga.
he totally pulls this. There's a couple of scenes where he pulls it where it reminds me of when Family Guy did this, and Peter is becoming a woman, and he says something really offensive, and someone goes to hit him, and he goes, "Oh, woman," and then they stop. They can't. So Rama totally has no shame when he does that. He really irks everybody, and he goes, "Oh, but you're not gonna hit a woman." He goes so far as to go around his boob area.
But yeah,
not a
squeeze them
woman.
together. Yeah, like, it's very.
Ryoga does not care about that.
Oh man,
He does it when he threw the rock. It's just seeing all that. It's just very, very chill, very laid back. Everything happens. Oh, this is happening, but we're gonna save him, and the whole the fight between Rama and Akane, and they're like, that's love because they're still fighting, and I'm like, what? It's just very. It was a very enjoyable movie to watch because it really was. It was all just like chill, and I think we kind of need that Rat
Yeah,
House.
it's
We need a
it's
chill movie.
it's very good escapism for sure. I like it. All right. So, yeah, let's go with we're gonna Vic. Oh, Brian wants to go. Brian wants in. I'm tagging Brian in. Brian, Nihao My Concubine. Go.
I don't have the. You can call me now with that sound any day of the week. You call me now. Like I've been trying to do the same thing throughout. It's not. It's not nowhere
Yeah.
near as.
You know what I want to know is as a Foley artist, what did they use to make the sound? Like what is the inanimate object that makes the boob squish anime sound? I want to talk to the Foley artists that came up with that. I want to know what it is. I'm dying to know what real life material does that.
I find myself having way too many questions. Like I don't.
This is your moment. Ask them. Let's go.
Yes.
No, but I'm just saying that I could understand. Like I've had to do way too much research for this, right? Do you know the lake that he fell into?
The cursed lakes of Jusenkyo, right? The
Yeah,
springs,
but
the cursed springs of Jusenkyo.
you know which spring he fell into?
Spring of Drowned Girl.
Spring of Drowned Girl.
Yeah. That's all they call it. The Spring of Drowned Girl.
So that means everybody who is in love with female Akame is gonna be practicing necrophilia.
I mean, everybody's in love with female Ranma.
Rama.
Female
yeah.
Ramda
Right.
could be necrophilia right
I
there.
mean, everybody's Spring of Drowned something. Spring of Drowned
Yeah.
Panda, Spring of Drowned Pig. Like,
Cat.
they're all drowned. So, yeah.
Is he a duck? Is Moose a duck or a goose? Because he quacked, and so that confused me.
So, I'm going with duck, but he kind of looks
Okay.
more like a goose,
Like
really.
a goose.
Right? Like, he looks like a goose. I'm going to
think
look it up.
I think
A
the
real
one
time
that
fact check while we talk.
Okay.
I think the one that always impresses me is the panda
Facts, man.
with the signs. That one always impresses me, but it's just like, guys, I don't.
No,
I
he's
can
the one
only
who's cosplayed the most.
Officially
Panda.
duck, by the way.
Yeah.
Officially, he's a duck.
The dad, the panda
Yeah.
dad, he's the one I've seen in so many conventions. All he does is hold a sign.
Because he's great. Like, he's a perfect cosplay. Like, cosplaying is Sao Tome. It's such a good cosplay. Like, it's great. He's made for it.
That could be my second cosplay.
There you go.
And really, it's just we even do that. You like etch a sketch and just
Go New Tech and just take a large tablet and just.
right.
But yeah, no, he's great. Go ahead, Brent. What else do you want to know, man? What else do you want to know? Yeah, Spring of
I
Drowned
just
Girl.
feel that as we are exposing ourselves more and more of this, it's just only going to get worse in terms of that. And but here's the good news. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm actually here for it because I like it. I like the way they are just silly with it. It's silly, and it immediately allows you to turn your brain off because, like you said, if you turn it on for one thing, it's just going to open up a floodgate for it. But it's well animated, and they even do a good job of they give you an ending. You know,
Yeah.
it's whatever it is. They don't just drop the ball. They even at the end they were like, "Well, how are we going to get back home?" Hey, it's a floating island. It's just going to go back to Tokyo.
It'll be there. No problem.
Right.
We'll be there in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. They don't. Ranma is unabashedly silly, and it embraces it in such a way. It's so endearing in its silliness. A bunch of people doing the impossible martial arts, right? Like Street Fighter level crazy martial arts, and then they inject it with this like rom-com silliness, and it's just brilliant. It really is kind of brilliant, which is why it's lasted as long as it has, and why it still holds up. Vic, what's up, man? Talk to me about Nihao My Concubine.
So going based off what you were just saying, it's like one of those things that usually doesn't work or people fail to make it work. And
Many
here
have
it ju-
failed.
you know, yeah. And in Ramna one half's case, it just works. And
Mhm.
it works well. And I mean, we're going on what, 30-ish plus years now since that first released, and it's still beautifully animated compared to a lot of the stuff that's released today.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean, is
Like
it?
it's so beautiful. I like looking at my TV. Is like, is my TV doing that? Like, I thought it was my TV. Like, damn. Or was this remastered or something? It's really, really good.
Yeah,
It's one of those things where the source material was obviously kept with care,
Uh-huh.
and so it's like every time it gets released, it's quality stuff. It's good quality. Other than that, I don't know what else to say beyond what everyone else has said. I mean, it's a fun watch, absolutely, but so is the entire series. Everything related to it has always
Mhm.
been a fun watch. So it's something you can't go wrong with.
This so this came out in 94. And I remember it well. We borrowed this from the comic book shop down in Homestead, and they had a very small anime selection, and it was Ranma 1/2 episodes 1 and 2 on a VHS tape, and this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the order that I saw it. It was up Ranma episodes 1 and 2, and then I saw this. This is the third piece of Ranma I'd ever seen. And so I was introduced to all of these characters through this animated film. I was introduced to Shampoo, I was introduced to Moose, all of them, Ryoga, all of this stuff. And the more Ranma I consumed, the better I liked this movie. To me, this movie is my favorite Ranma movie. Unabashedly, it's my favorite Ranma piece. My buddy Brian, who recommended it to me to watch, he was absolutely right. He said, this is the one. You're gonna love this. And if you love this, you're gonna love all of it. And he
Uh-huh.
was right. This was great. I laughed my ass off on so much. There's so much subtlety to it. There's all these little subtle in-jokes and visual sight gags and things that are in it that you just, the more you watch it, the more you catch. Like Cologne wondering why her hot ass didn't get taken with all the other women got taken. Like little things, and you just like, fuck, man. So not losing his shit when Kasumi's like with this very suddenly extremely polite man who stole her away. Like it's just all these really great little things. And
You can't
like
beat
I
up a man who's holding groceries. I guess
right, he's
that's the
holding,
rule.
and he's so like he's got this like nice guy smile, like the boy next door, and he's like, hello, and he's bowing his head, and you're like, when the fuck did that happen? Anyway, it's so much of that just really funny, brilliant little moments that make Ranma great. Makes it great. It's so fun. And I'm very happy that they are remaking it for a newer audience. I don't necessarily like the new series as much as the old series. I know that's probably because I'm old and I have nostalgia running around in my head like Inside Out 2, but I genuinely am very happy that they are remaking Ranma for a new audience. And Brian asked before we started recording if there's any note that they're planning to remake the movies. And I don't know that there is, but boy, I kind of hope they do. Like I really hope they do, because some of the brilliance of the animated films, like I would love for newer audiences to find Ranma like this. It's not afraid to have fun. It's not afraid to be funny. It's not afraid to be a little sexy. It's not afraid to be a little violent. It's not afraid to be any of these things. It just kind of embraces all of it in this umbrella of fun. And it makes it so appealing to just, like Brian said, turn the brain off, ride the wave, have a good time. So yeah, I hope everybody gets a chance to watch this. I don't know where it is right now. I didn't bother to look. It's probably on Crunchyroll. Not Crunchyroll. It's probably on like Hulu. I think Ranma's on Hulu right now. The original Ranma's. New Ranma series, that's Netflix. But I think the original stuff's on Hulu right now.
I think so too. I think I saw it there. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's
You gotta
worth it.
watch it.
It's Ranma's so worth it. It's one of those pieces of anime that made me fall in love with anime. Like, it's one of those, I realized I was in 94 is when I saw this. When I saw that it came out in 94, I was surprised because I felt like Ranma had been in my life longer than that. And it hadn't, because 94 is when I saw this. And it's so good that it felt like it's been a part of me for longer. So that's the quality of it. Like, it's a piece of work, it's a piece of fiction that's just so fun and indicative of that era of anime that I was just so into it. I'm here for it. I think Vic's fact-checking me on the Hulu availability. Am I right?
I see the series. I don't see the movies.
Damn. That's a shame.
I'm just skimming the series real quick to see if maybe they just interspersed it.
They're probably trying to see if they can afford it.
Right?
Just the series alone, they're probably like, oh, we're gonna have to raise our subscription prices just to keep this.
Oh no, Viz and Hulu entered some weird agreement, so
Mindless Musing, fun. Toma and his animal guards are based on a Japanese folklore story called Momotaro, who is a boy born from a peach and goes on a journey to fight some oni, while on the way meeting a talking dog, talking monkey, and a talking pheasant. So that's very much a hat tip to that story. So I thought that was cute. This movie takes place between episodes 135 and 136. That doesn't really matter too much of us, since most of us haven't watched all of Ranma to begin with. But it does let you know that this happens a decent amount of time into the storyline. Hence why all these characters are a lot more comfortable in their own skin.
yeah. And to know that's season 6.
There you go.
So yeah, I just happen to be on that page specifically. And no, the movies are not interspersed.
Dude, I wonder where the hell they are. Anyway, I don't know how you can find them. You might have to sail those 7 seas, my friends, but it's worth it. Ranma 1/2, Nihao My Concubine is worth your time. Honestly, I if I could probably just find just the movie, I'd probably buy it. Anyway, so yeah, I don't have a great closing for you guys today. It's just because this movie is just kind of fun in its own right. So that is going to do it for our show today. So until next time, keep calm and awoo, I guess.
You've just been privy to the mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd, presented by Geek Grotto. For show notes and corrections, or for general geeky fun, you can visit our website at geek-grotto.com. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, please like, follow, and subscribe.